I stopped translating for my Greek family after 6 years, and I picked the worst possible moment to do it. When I started dating Nick, he told me how much his Greek culture meant to him. So I bought 3 Greek textbooks before our 3rd date. By our engagement, I could speak Greek better than his cousins who'd grown up in Athens. Here's what made it ridiculous. Nick's entire family speaks perfect English. Every aunt, uncle, and cousin graduated from American universities. But the second we gathered for any family event, they'd switch to Greek and everyone would look at me to translate. His family expected it. My family expected it. I became the human subtitles at every gathering, bouncing between my mother and his grandmother translating conversations I wasn't even part of. It started small and got worse every single time. At Christmas dinner my first year married to Nick, I translated so long that my food went completely cold while everyone else ate and laughed around me. I asked Nick to help share the load and he laughed in my face. He said his Greek isn't as good as mine, then told me I was being dramatic about a few family dinners. I felt like I was drawing with no life jacket. Then at my niece's baptism, I was supposed to be there as the godmother, but I missed the actual baptism because Nick's uncle Costa needed me to explain the parking situation to my father in real time, like I was his personal Google translator. The one that personally hurt the most was at my own 30th birthday party. I spent 2 straight hours translating so Nick's relatives could chat with my parents. I never got a single bite of my own birthday cake. Nobody even noticed. I kept thinking it would get better, that if I just tried harder, they'd finally accept me. However, Nick's mother stopped using my name entirely. I was just her with a pointed finger. Ask her to tell Yia about dinner. Have her explain the directions to my mother. My own mom started doing the same thing at mixed family events. I wasn't a daughter-in-law or a wife anymore. I was staff. It wasn't until a day meant to celebrate the woman who hated me when I finally made a change. Nick's mom was having a retirement party after 30 years as a nurse. There were over 50 relatives total crammed into a house that comfortably seated maybe 20. There were balloons, a cake with her photo on it, and a banner that said, "Thank you for 30 years." This was her big moment. And of course, I was stationed between the Greek side and the English side, translating her retirement speech so my parents and the other non-Greek speakers could understand. Nick's mom stood at the head of the table, glass raised, tears in her eyes. She talked about her career, her sacrifices, her family. I translated every word, making her sound eloquent and warm to the relatives who couldn't understand her. Then, mid-speech, she looked right at me and said in Greek, "I'm so grateful for my family. Well, most of them. Some people at this table have contributed nothing except gaining weight and dragging my son down." A few cousins smirked. Nick smiled into his wine glass. His mom kept going, still looking at me. "But we tolerate them. Because that's what family does. We tolerate the useless ones." She expected me to translate that. She expected me to stand there and tell my own parents that I was useless and fat and tolerated. I stopped. My mother looked at me, waiting. My father leaned in, confused. "What did she say?" my mom asked. I set down my drink. She said I'm fat, useless, and that the family just tolerates me. I said it loud enough for everyone to hear. The Greek side went pale. The English side went silent. I glare at Nick's mom as her smile vanishes from her face. "That's what you said, right?" I looked directly at her. "You've been saying things like that for 6 years." To my face. "Because you knew I'd just keep translating and smiling. You knew I'd never say anything." I looked at Nick. "And you've been laughing along the whole time. At your own mother's jokes about your wife, right in front of me." He opened his mouth but nothing came out. I grabbed my purse. "I'm done translating. You can explain to everyone yourself why the divorce came out of nowhere." I walked toward the door, then turned back and said in perfect Greek, "Happy retirement. I hope it's everything you deserve." The party fell apart after I left. Nick's mom tried to continue her speech but nobody was listening anymore. Her retirement party was ruined. Nick showed up at my apartment 2 weeks later. He said his mother wanted to apologize. I asked him if she was sorry for what she said, or sorry that I finally stopped covering for her. He didn't have an answer. I closed the door in his face. The divorce took 4 months.